How's everybody doing today? Happy Friday. I think this is our third consecutive Friday jam session. I see 8 people now over on LinkedIn land. Say what's up in the chat. Tell me where you're tuning in from. This is our Friday decompression session. We get our jam on, answer some questions about business, life, LinkedIn, Canva, ClickUp, whatever it is. It's my Friday afternoon decompression session. Hopefully you had a good week. It's been a super busy week here, but I'm glad to have you on board. Tell me where you're tuning in from over on LinkedIn land and YouTube. We're streaming live to LinkedIn and YouTube today to answer any of your questions. Anything at all. Anything goes on these Friday sessions. But I figure I get lots of questions during the week. I get a lot of people want to pick my brain. So I figured, why not do this in a jam session, have a little bit of fun, play some tunes. If you've never caught this show before, this is the Do What Is Necessary live stream, Friday jam session edition. My name's Andrew Moon. I run Orange Nomad. I transform underdog entrepreneurs into calm, unstoppable CEOs. It's all about systems and process. Systems and process. Anyway, so say what's up in the chat. Let me know you're here. We will get our jam on, listen to some tunes. I got lots of LinkedIn questions this week. So I'm excited about that. So like I said, if you're tuning in, I see you over on LinkedIn land. I don't bite too hard, so say hello in the chat. Let me know if you have any questions at all about anything. I'm happy to answer anything about live streaming. A lot of people are curious about live stream setups. Again, we're going to talk about LinkedIn. If you want to see behind the scenes of any of the gear that I use to produce this show and several others, again, I'm happy to walk through gear, talk about gear, live streaming, whatever, whenever. It's all about having fun today. All right, I'm just going to do a quick refresh, and we're going to dive into some questions that have come up. Quite a few today around our Linked Innovations app, which is the app that I use to do my LinkedIn connections, and that's how I do my networking on LinkedIn. I get some of the heavy lifting to get conversations started. But yeah, we'll answer some questions on that, how to run a campaign. Jim Thrall tuning in from Western Washington here. No questions immediately. He is a happy lurker. Thank you for hanging out with me. Keith Allen said, what is my gear list? So yeah, we'll have some fun with that. Why don't we go through some of that if you want? And then I'm going to bump over. And like I said, we got quite a few LinkedIn questions today. So since Keith asked the very first live question today, so we will talk about some of the gear that I have. So let me flip over to a side shot just to show you some of it. And then I'm going to grab that camera in a minute and walk through some of the gear. But if you have questions about anything, Keith, happy to answer anything. Main broadcast is done over here on the Rodecaster Pro 2. 1 Stream Deck, 2 Stream Decks. I got a software Stream Deck running on an old iPad mini. and then I've got the 15 button Stream Deck. That's how I'm able to switch scenes. So I just click a button, I'm able to switch scenes, switch cameras. Software that I'm using, by the way, if you've never got the stream, is Ecamm Live. Absolutely love Ecamm. That's what I do to record all my videos, actually. All my videos, all my live streams, all my courses, Zoom calls, everything's done out of Ecamm Live. But yeah, let me grab my camera real quick so I can kind of walk you through the setup real quick, Jim, or Keith. Jim, if you have any questions, as a happy lurker today, happy to answer any questions for you as well. So by the way, if you're curious as to what my behind the scenes cam is, it is my iPhone 13. Using the new continuity camera that runs automatically into Ecamm. And I can just switch screens, and now we are live through my iPhone 13. So you can actually see the gear that I'm using. So I'll just walk through it real quick. I've done some full gear setups in the past. That is a Neewer light with a softbox. I think it's a 32-inch softbox. So I've got one light running the setup. That's basically it. Here I've got my main confidence monitor, which also duplicates onto a teleprompter in the back. So that's how I'm able to see comments. That's how I'm able to see, like I said, if I switch gears, I can see what I'm actually looking at when I'm doing any type of conferences, training, Zoom calls especially. I can look people right in the eyes on the teleprompter. So if you want to level up your video game, definitely recommend a teleprompter. So actually behind that is a Canon M6 Mark II. So that's actually sitting behind the glass back there. But that's just a basic. I think this might be a Neewer teleprompter as well. I got my nice digital clock. And by the way, if you're curious, all of the gear that I use. By the way, Keith, if you go to orangenomad.com/gear, every single piece of gear and software that I use to produce this is up there as well. So my confidence monitors are actually 15-inch portable monitors, and you can see kind of the back. They're super slim, super lightweight, but everything is hanging on a Varipole. So I've got one there, and then I've got one above me for my video lights. Sorry for the shaky video. But yeah, down here I've actually got another monitor that monitors the stream, and those are running off of I have two Mac Mini M1s that are actually mounted underneath of my desk. So right here below the desk I have a rack mount tray that my M2 or M1 Mac Minis that run on. Let's see here. AJ Jai is using OBS versus Ecamm. Help me sell my spouse on buying a Mac for her creative work. I use everything on Macs. It is rock solid. Started actually using OBS when I first started streaming, by the way. Quickly found Ecamm, fell in love. The rest is history. But yeah, this is actually Ecamm running over here on a 32-inch curved screen. Thank you. So he give me a correct pronunciation, Agi. So yeah, this is everything running on out of Ecamm, and as you can see, my Stream Deck software fully customizable. And here's my dual Stream Deck setup. Use one as a primary and a secondary just for backup. Then I've got everything running, all the audio is running through the Rodecaster Pro 2, which was probably my best purchase of 2022. I picked this up not quite a year ago, but it actually super useful for leveling up your audio game. But that is a quick tour of my setup and the gear on my desk. Like I said, I've run through some full video tours over on my YouTube channel as well. But yeah, if you wanted me to go back through anything, Keith, let me know. Happy to go in depth a little bit more if you want. Again, I just sit that back down on the desk. Got a nice side angle shot of everything on the desk as well. The overhead cam is actually another iPhone. That is an iPhone 8. So it's just an old phone that I have on a bracket mount. Actually, I'll switch over and I'll show you that. So that's actually just running right up here. It's my wife's old iPhone. So we updated her iPhone, and I've actually got that mounted on another Varipole right above me, just on a regular clamp. And I just leave that there full time for those top-down shots if I'm doing unboxing or covering things out of books that I'm reading. I'm able to do some nice top-down shots. So Key said, thank you. Yes, I will be off to your suggested YouTube tour later on. So yeah, check that out over on my YouTube channel. I walked through, I think we did that like Black Friday, walked through all the sales, walked through every single piece of gear, figured out what was on sale. But yeah, any other questions on the gear lists? Agi, if over on YouTube land, if you've got any questions, tuning in from Houston, appreciate you hanging out with me today. I'm going to take a quick drink real quick. I'm recovering from bronchitis, so apologize if I do any coughing. You know how I feel about bronchitis.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. No time to be sick. Sorry, I'm messing up people's names today, so my bad. It is G. Did I get that right? Please. Hopefully I got that right. My bad. My apologize. I'm terrible with names. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. If you're wondering where the tunes are coming from, those are coming from Epidemic Sound. So if you check out the link in the description, 14 free trial. Absolutely love Epidemic Sound. It's what I use for all of my streaming. Again, same thing. All my streaming, videos, courses, any type of audio and sound effects come from Epidemic Sound. Absolutely love it. Killer platform. But yeah, if you've got questions on setup, anything, if you're just joining us, I see some more people joined us over on LinkedIn. Say what's up in the chat. Let me know where you're tuning in from. But I thought we're going to go ahead and switch gears, and we're going to go ahead and answer some LinkedIn questions. I also got a link to this is an app that we use for our LinkedIn. Basically my digital assistant when it comes to LinkedIn to help me network with people, start conversations. So if you got a LinkedIn Innovations .app, you can grab your own free 7-day free trial to check it out. But there was a few questions that came in from a couple users this week about how to start campaigns. So I don't know if Elaine and Zachary are on the call. If you are here, let me know you're here, just so I can say hi. But there was a couple questions on how to get started with campaigns inside of our LinkedIn Innovations app. So inside of here, I've got all of the training videos on how to get started. So when you sign up, I've got all the videos on how to do walkarounds inside the app. But figure what we would do, since a couple questions on how to start a campaign inside of LinkedIn Innovations. I thought we would go ahead and answer a few questions and just do this live and walk you through exactly how to start a campaign with connecting to people and building your marketing lists on LinkedIn to start conversations. I'm all about starting conversations. This is not sales. I don't do any type of selling on LinkedIn. If you followed this channel for any length of time, you know that. But let's go ahead and walk through how to start a campaign. So definitely want to go through the training videos first off. That we'll go back and we'll walk you through similar to what we're going to show you right now. But I figured we would just go ahead and do this live so that I can show you how to set up a campaign. So if you go to campaigns, if you're first signing up, if you hit this button right here, the create new campaign, it will actually take you to the flow campaign, which is different than what I have in the training video. That kind of is confusing people, and I apologize for that. But what I'm going to cover is a sequence campaign. And I'm going to flip over into my account so that I can show you that. So you can go to campaigns, and if I hit new campaign, if I hover over this button, once I've got a campaign running, I can hover over here and go to new sequence campaign. But if you're starting for the first time, come up here to this button up here and then go to sequence campaign. And as you can see here, we want to know where do our leads need to come from on LinkedIn. And we're gonna start here, and I'm gonna show you how to create a search on Sales Navigator. But if you have any questions on LinkedIn and you're just joining us today, drop those in the comments too, so I can make sure I answer your questions. So I can go to a LinkedIn URL. We're going to come back to this. If I have a spreadsheet of names, maybe in a different CRM or just people that I have in a list somewhere, I can upload a CSV file to be able to start outreach to them. LinkedIn post is just what it is. It is a post link on LinkedIn. So if you post content, whether that's an article or a picture, a video, any type of that, I can actually post a LinkedIn URL here and then connect with other people who are interacting with that piece of content as well. So it's a super great way to connect with like-minded people like you. Generally, people that like the same type of content tend to think the same. We tend to hang out in the same groups. But if you happen to belong to LinkedIn groups, you can actually post the LinkedIn group URL in here. And LinkedIn events like this one right here, LinkedIn live streams, you can actually connect with other people who have attended and interacted with a live event or a scheduled event on LinkedIn. So we're going to start here and go to LinkedIn URL. So here I need to paste in your LinkedIn search URL here. So what I'm going to do is pop into Sales Navigator. And what we're going to do is create a search. Let's just pretend I'm going to put my technology provider hat on again. I was in the tech industry for 30 years. The last 10 years up to 2014, I ran an MSP. So my bread and butter were attorneys and property management companies. So we're going to pretend like I'm just getting started on Sales Navigator, and I want to build a list of people to reach out to that are attorneys and attorneys that are in my market where I happen to serve. So let's go ahead and go to lead filters right here in the beginning. And if you're curious as to what Sales Navigator is, I've had a couple of people didn't even know Sales Navigator existed. You can do basic searches with the free account of LinkedIn. But if you're serious about marketing, serious about growing your business, I definitely recommend LinkedIn Sales Navigator. I do not make a penny from Sales Navigator or from LinkedIn. This I've been using for well over a decade now. This is how I build lists and connect with people on LinkedIn. A couple of the biggest things that make it worth it to me is what I'm going to show you in this search. I can build a very, very granular search on LinkedIn using Sales Navigator. So what I'm going to do is going to show you how to do that now. All right, so let's go ahead and just pretend, again, I'm going to do a search for attorneys. So I want to start with industry first. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the little plus icon. Now I need to search for legal services. And let's see here, law practice. So generally attorneys are going to be in one of these two categories. So legal services and law practice. And as you can see over here, it's actually building me my list. I've got 8 million results so far. So I need to narrow this down. Next thing I'm going to do is come up here to connection. I'm going to hit the little plus icon. I want to connect to it. I just want to see my second degree connections, my third degree connections, and maybe somebody that I might be in a group with. So that's going to start building my list based upon those parameters. As you can see, I still got 8 million plus results. Now I'm going to come in here to geography. And this part right here is where I think LinkedIn Sales Navigator pays for itself multiple times over. Because you can do metropolitan searches, like a search around a metropolitan area. And let's just say, for instance, my MSP practice was in the Columbus area. So I could do a Columbus metropolitan search if I wanted to. But I want to get a little more granular than that. And that's where Sales Navigator comes in. If I scroll down a little bit here, I can actually go down to, I can search by region. But this one right here, the postal code. Now I can do a granular radius search around a zip code. And I can go anywhere from 5 to 100 miles around a zip code. So let's just start with 50. So let's just do my old zip code. So I'm going to do a 50-mile radius search around 43017, which is the Dublin, Ohio area. Now I have 15,000 search results. So I want to come down here and see if there's anything else that I want to search for. Next thing I'm going to do is come over here into company. And again, this is one where if you're an MSP or an IT provider, generally it was 10 plus users for me. I was looking for companies that had 10 or more users. And this is, again, another search parameter that you don't have inside of a free LinkedIn account. So if I come here, I'm going to filter out the 1 through 10. And let's just say the 11 through 50 and 51 through 200. So now, again, it's building my search results. I still have 3,000 results. So what I like to do is get this underneath 2,500, because if you have Sales Navigator, the most it's going to show you is 2,500 search results. So that's where I want to try to get this results down under that. Again, another thing that I think sells Sales Navigator for me is the ability to come over here and I can search by job title, but I like to search inside of seniority level. So I'm looking for senior people, and inside of a law firm, I know that is going to be a partner, and maybe I'm going to exclude entry levels. See, and you can actually exclude people from a list as well, which I super love. So I can exclude, interns, administrative assistants, any entry level positions. So I'm going to go here and grab owners. And again, I might want to stop there. It depends on you. So if you want a director of a law firm, see, now we got 1,500 results. So look, maybe a little bit over that. So this might be a pretty good search. I can stop there if I wanted to. But again, you see all of the things that you can continue to search on. You can continue to whittle down that search. This is a great one too. Years at current company. So I might filter in and try to filter in on people that might have been there longer than 5 years. I might not want to connect with somebody who just got there. Again, totally up to you. So I'm going to go ahead and collapse this search. And again, I've got 1,500 plus results. So I'm down below my 2,500 results. So now what I'm going to do is come up here into the search parameters, and I'm going to go ahead and copy this link. So this link to this search is what I'm going to go back into my LinkedIn Innovations app, and then I'm going to paste this URL here. So what it's going to do is it's going to parse that URL and build me a list of people that I can connect with on LinkedIn. Some campaign options that I have, I can skip profiles that exist in other campaigns, which I highly recommend if you're running more than one campaign, which you generally are if you're marketing. You can skip profiles without a picture. You can tag only premium profiles. Those are people who are paying to use LinkedIn. Or you can also pause the campaign after it does the original search. And maybe you want to filter out some people that you don't want to connect with or don't want to message. Past clients might be for instance. One of the other things is you can automatically add leads to your CRM if you want. So if I toggle this on, I actually use Go High Level. So I can select that. And when do you want to trigger the lead data to go into High Level? Or Growably, if you're using Tech Tribe member and you're using Growably, which is the CRM based on High Level that you get for free. If you're not sure what the Tech Tribe is, link is in the description to check it out. Awesome place. So I can click here if I want them to go into the CRM when I find them, when I connect with them, or when they reply. Totally up to you. I generally don't put people in my CRM until we've had a further conversation. Somebody's maybe opted in for a lead magnet, an ebook, or a template, or they've requested a call with me. then they would go into my CRM so that I can do, email notifications, that type of stuff. So now that I have my search parameters in here, I'm going to go to the next button up here. And now there's different types of campaigns that you can run. You can do a connection campaign, a message campaign. So if you have a URL or a list that's just your first degree connections, you can build a list there. Profile engagements is just going out and visiting people's profile if you wanted to do that. Or if you wanted to send InMails, you could also do that. I don't think I've ever used InMail to do anything marketing wise or connection or building any type of relationships on LinkedIn. I just don't use it. So generally I'm going to come up here to the connect. So here I can actually send a connection request if I wanted to. And I have templates built into our system that allow you to use pre-made templates that work and that have worked for 10 plus years. You can come down in here to agency templates, go into marketing, and you'll see I have baked in all kinds of templates that you can use to request connections with people. So again, just very basic, generic connection message, no sales pitches, no telling about me. This is just building connections, building community, building conversations, starting conversations with people on LinkedIn. So generally what I'll do, that you can send a message, but one of the other things I like to add in here is actually do the profile engagement and visit their profile. So if you see the little icon here, I can drag this up because I want to visit their profile before I send them a connection message. Because to me, it's just very disingenuous if you don't visit somebody's profile. It's just very generic. But again, it's a very simple campaign. I visit their profile, and one day later, I'm actually going to send them a connection request. And that's it. That's all I would basically do. And then I go to next. And then I give this campaign a title and put in a start time and end time, my time zone. That's automatically based upon your LinkedIn Innovations app parameters. And then you set what days of the week that you want to have the system go out and make connections for you and visit profiles. And then that is basically it. Then you click Start Campaign. So it's a super simple way, but your Sales Navigator search is what's going to drive the connections and the engagement inside the LinkedIn Innovations platform. So anybody have questions about LinkedIn? Again, if you have been on LinkedIn for any length of time, I've been on LinkedIn since 2006. I absolutely love the platform. It has been a phenomenal source of engagement, business building. I've been able to refer all kinds of work now that I'm out of the IT industry. I still get people that will request tech support that want me to help them with tech stuff. I actually refer them out to my LinkedIn network, other MSPs, other IT providers that I'm connected with. So as you can see here, I've got a couple campaigns that are actually running. And as you see, I don't send any sales messages. There's no sales messages whatsoever. It's just simply connecting with people that I want to connect with and build my LinkedIn network. So this one I just started a couple weeks ago, and I'm connecting with 26% of the people that I've sent connection requests. So I've invited 218 people. I've connected with 56. And this is what I love here is 9 people have replied back to me to want to further the conversation, which is awesome. I've got 9 conversations started from one list. I've got 9 new friends. I've got 9 people who know who I am, 9 people that I know who they are. That is one list. This other list that I've been running since January 16th, I've invited 462 people to connect with me. 274 have connected. So what type of marketing are you doing right now? What type of prospecting, business building are you doing where you can connect and build a list of 274 people per month? And here's where 67 conversations have been started from this campaign, from using LinkedIn in this way. And it's been awesome because some of you people that are tuning in, some people that have reached out to me want to know more about what the Orange and all this Orange stuff is about. That's what's awesome to me. I've started conversations It allows me to engage with other people's profile, to learn more about them, because I'm generally a curious person. I like to learn about people. That's what I use LinkedIn for. And unfortunately, there's too many bad actors on LinkedIn that have polluted the program for so long that make a lot of people not want to be there. But I have systems of filtering those folks out as well. So I want to connect with people who like the same things that I like. I want to connect with people that I would like to do business with and start conversations and build relationships. I never go for the hard sell, ever. And I never have. And to give you, for instance, of how this works, I had a new client reach out to me out of the blue last week. And I say new client because he actually purchased services from us last week. And it was somebody that I had been connected with since 2018. No sales messages. I don't put him on my email list because we're connected. I don't do any of that, the regular marketing garbage. I was just connected with him. We've interacted a few times over that couple years. But he decided, by seeing what I'm doing online, attending live streams like this, he decided it was time. He wanted me to help him with his business. And he reached out to me. No hard sale, no pushy sales tactics or cheeseball guru tactics, how to manipulate and hack LinkedIn algorithm or any of that garbage. This is a system that works. But I wanted to cover that, that specifically, and how to set up a campaign inside our LinkedIn Innovations app for a couple people who were curious about that. So Elaine and Zachary, I'm going to post this video over to you guys as well. If you've got further questions and follow-up, please feel free to reach out, but we'll get you squared away, get you up and running with your LinkedIn campaigns. But anyway, like I said, I'm going to take another quick drink. We'll listen to some jams. I got, again, more people joined us over in LinkedIn land. So if you're just joining us, say what's up in the chat. Say hello, that you're here, where you're tuning in from, and whether or not this is the first time you've ever caught the Do What Is Necessary live stream. But again, this is our Friday jam session. Ask me anything. Ask me anything about live streaming, LinkedIn, business, entrepreneurship, ClickUp. A lot of people ask me about ClickUp, Canva, whatever. This is an anything goes session. Pop those cough drops in. Keep the coughing at bay. So, yeah, any other questions on LinkedIn, let me know. I'm going to flip back over here to our search parameters as well. So now that I've got this search done, one of the other things I definitely recommend that you do is come up here and save that search. Because I don't want to go through the process of rebuilding that whole search every time I come into LinkedIn. So if I come up here to save searches, actually, let's go back to that one and save this search. So I can save the search, and we'll just do this one. We'll just call this attorneys. And I usually like 50 mile. So this is a 50-mile parameter search around that zip code. That's just my naming convention. Name it whatever you want. Then I'm going to go ahead and save my search so that I can come back to it. So now when I come into LinkedIn the next day, get my home page, I come up here to save searches, and there's my search. And what's cool is it'll also tell you about any of new people who have been added to that list, people who have changed their LinkedIn profiles that now meet those search parameters that you've set. If you have a team, you can also share this out to other teammates. If you have salespeople inside of your company, you can actually create these searches and share those out with people in your team. So now if I go and click there, and it's going to take me right back to the search that we just built a little bit ago. So up here, like I said, I've got two new results. since I did that search. So there's 2 people that have now met those search parameters since I did the original search. So again, just pretty cool stuff what you can do with Sales Navigator. And again, a lot of people didn't even know this existed. Come over here to the little 3 dots. You can send connection message. You can view profiles. You can message people. Or you can also save them to a separate list. So if I'm going to save here, I can have a different list. So let's just say I reach out to, Ryan, and we have a great conversation, and I might want to save him in a saved lead list. And again, if you want to create a new one, but I've got one here, Columbus Attorneys. So now I can save him to that list. So I just unsaved him from that main. So we're going to pop him down in here. So now you can see I've added him. He's on one of my lists. So if I want to click here, I can, again, you see how I can build even further granular lists of people. These might be people that I've had conversations with. But if you don't want to use another app, or you don't have a CRM, you can make notes of activity. All of that can be tracked inside of Sales Navigator as well. So absolutely love Sales Navigator. Can't say enough about it. So, but again, if you're just joining us over on LinkedIn Land and YouTube, say hello in the chat. If you have any questions about LinkedIn, if you have any questions about marketing, anything in general, anything about live streaming or gear, happy to cover that. So Keith, if you want me to run through any of the other gear, show you how I use it, happy to do that for you as well. Again, if you got questions on setup, anybody else have the MX Keys keyboard? Absolutely love this thing. This has been awesome. I've had a couple of people reach out from my previous live stream that have bought it, love it as well. But yeah, just a phenomenal keyboard. I'm a gearhead, if you couldn't figure out. I love live streaming and course creation, teaching. And again, my Friday afternoon jam sessions are just sessions for us to decompress on a Friday afternoon and answer any questions that people have reached out to me during the week. But yeah, happy to answer any questions whatsoever. Let's see here. A couple people have asked me. Let's switch here. Some people have asked me about the Stream Deck setup, so I'm just going to move this over here. Anybody else a Stream Deck user? Again, I've got both. I've got the iPad version, the software version of the Stream Deck, and then I've got the physical 15-button Stream Deck as well. But this is awesome, not just for live streaming. You can do all kinds of productivity on here. Just to give you for instance, I'm going to go back here and go to my main screen. This is my main home screen of the Stream Deck. So when I come in here and run a regular show, I can click on this one button, and this is a multi-action button. And a lot of people don't know that you can do this. So it actually is running 7 different actions just from one button press. So it's actually switching the profile on the Stream Deck to the show that I've selected. It switches my iPad Stream Deck to the show. Then it opens Ecamm Live. And then I have a delay set for when it opens Ecamm Live to Ecamm can get open and alive and awake. And then down here, I tell it what profile to select inside of Ecamm. And then I have another delay, and then I use an app called Moom. I know, it's like Moon, M-O-O-M. And then it will actually reposition all of the windows on my screen exactly the way that I want them. So from one button press, I am straight to that show that I run. And again, I've got different actions, similar actions for my Friday jam sessions. This button actually controls our Not an MSP show. So if you've ever caught the Not an MSP show, let me know in the comments how many of you have caught that show. We do that on Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I do that with Richard Tubb, Pete Matheson, and Scott Riley. Been doing that for, almost coming up on a year here in a few months. But I've got that set. The Growably calls, if any of you have caught my Growably live streams from the Tech Tribe this week, we do live demonstrations of the Growably app. Again, same thing. It changes all of the graphics, changes the profiles, changes the pictures, the countdown timers. All that stuff is run from one button press. And then I've got some actions that I run whenever I'm doing welcome videos. For those of you who are in the Tech Tribe, I do all of the welcome videos for people who join. Again, one button press, it resets on my screen, does all the stuff that I need it to do. So Stream Deck, they're phenomenal pieces of gear for being able to not just live stream. It's not just for live streamers. Yeah, you can control all your media if you're playing music. The other one I want to show you. I'm going to show you. The Zoom one is also very handy. For being able to control interactions inside of Zoom, turning your camera off and on, leaving a meeting. But I also do screen sharing and other preferences. I've got all those buttons set on the Stream Deck so that I can quickly and easily get to things and find things and turn things off and on right from button presses on the desktop. So again, anybody else a Stream Deck user, drop that in the comments. I know I'm not the only one that's got the Stream Deck. I know most of us tech nerds have a Stream Deck or two or three. The 32 button seems to be the popular one right now. A lot of people have that one. And then there's a new one, the Stream Deck Plus. It actually has buttons and some dials and a touchscreen on it. But I haven't checked that one out in real life yet. So I might have to do that soon just to have another piece of gear to test. But anyway. All right. So that covers what I wanted to cover today. Any other questions as we hang out on a Friday? Drop those in the comments. I'll hang out for a couple more minutes because I do have a office hours session with our Team Orange members here in a little bit, where we break down and help you work through any problems that you're having inside of your business. We set aside time every single week to be able to do that in different formats. This week is our open office hours. Next week, we're going to be doing a co-working session where you can just get on a session like this with me. I'm going to be working on my stuff. You can work on your stuff. And if you have questions as we're working, feel free to ask. Somebody just asked, what is Team Orange? Let me show you that. A couple people are curious what that is. Yeah, and you are welcome, Keith. Thank you for hanging out. Like I said, if you want me to go in depth a little bit more on the gear, happy to do that. Let's see here. Said he lost audio. Anybody else lose audio? Let me know if you can still hear me. Pull up my sound meter, make sure we're still running. Yeah, I show I'm still outputting, so. But yeah, let me know if you've lost audio. Anybody else lose audio? Keith said he lost his audio, so. But I'm going to keep going. I'm going to assume that everybody else can hear me. So, yeah, Rich Graham said audio is working, so thank you, Rich. Thanks for hanging out, Rich. My fellow classmate over on our Doc Rocks interview session. I missed the last one. I got to go back and rewatch that. So good to have you on here. Appreciate that. Ajay said he can hear me loud and clear. So cool. Sorry about that, Keith. If you lost audio, hopefully we just hit the page refresh and maybe we'll pick the audio back up. Anyway, Moving on, a couple of people have asked what Team Orange is. Basically, my whole business process now is around coaching and training, specifically underdog entrepreneurs. And you know you're an underdog entrepreneur. We all know who we are. But that's what I'm all about. I'm going all in on coaching and have a group coaching community that we've set up, a mastermind. And that's on my Team Orange page. So if you go to orangenomad.com and then come up here under the uncoaching and my Team Orange community, which we just opened up, relaunched version 2.0 this actually January 1 we went live with our new membership. So again, it's all about helping you not have to survive the journey alone. So if you're curious what it is and you just want to look inside, I do a walkthrough video here of what is included, what you get. But again, this is all about helping us do four main things: build relationships together, build resonance, build our audience, build our reach and our revenue together. Because as entrepreneurs, it's a tough slog. It's a tough slog being an entrepreneur. And I know I've been an entrepreneur since I was 8 years old. So I've run multiple businesses in multiple recessions. I've survived the dot-com boom. I've survived 9/11. And now we're going into another recession, so I can add another one to my belt. So I know what it's like to run businesses through tough times. I know what it's like to run businesses through good times. And I want to bring that sense of community because I remember what it was like in 2008 when I had a 4-year-old kid at home, a 4-year-old business at the same time, going into the Great Recession is what they called it. And I think we're going into a similar period. But I remember being an entrepreneur, and I remember how lonely it was being in, I felt like I was all alone, didn't have a sense of community, and I started searching for that, and I couldn't find it. So now I want to create that for other people. I want to create a place where we can go. I can provide all of the coaching, everything that's been in my brain, good, bad, and ugly, with running businesses, and to help you reach your goals, to help you provide a calm business. So if you go back to my homepage here, you know that I am all about calm, and calm means this for me. Calm is family first. Calm is more independence. Calm is sustainable habits. No growth hacks, not working yourself till you absolutely are dead, because I've done that before too. And calm is joyful. And running a calm company is a choice. And that's why I've set up Team Orange, to provide that difference, to provide this as my mantra. And so if you have the same mantra and you want to have a calm business, if your business is running you in the ground, I warmly welcome you. We would love to have you over in Team Orange to help flip that around and to help you build a sustainable business that works for you. That's what it's all about. But again, if you go over to Team Orange Community, we're going to be doing a office hours session this afternoon. Pretty much as soon as I wrap up this live stream, we're going to be going live again inside of our community so that I can help people work through their problems together and help you build that business that works for you, a calm company. So again, if you want to learn about what Orange Nomad is, who I am, what our community is all about, what we stand for, all the great stuff we have coming up. If you want to take a peek inside of our member portal, I've got videos for all of that. And again, we'd love to have you. So if you want to join, you can actually jump on another office hours call if you want to hang out with me for another hour or so. Well, we got lots of stuff coming up. We got focus sprints coming up. I think we're going to run our first focus sprint in March. And that's where we actually spend a week or two working together on one problem that we want to solve inside of our business. And every single day we motivate each other, have the communication inside of our Team Orange member community to keep each other going, to keep each other moving forward and accomplishing goals and moving towards that perfect, calm company. Again, if you're curious as to what it all is involved, what's included, I went super in depth on everything that you get, but I would absolutely love to be able to provide a resource for you if you are looking to start a business. If you're looking to start a business, maybe a side hustle, we'd love to have you in there as well. I love startups. I had that 10-year itch when I was running my last IT company. Finally decided to sell that, get into coaching, and now I'm into content creation. So content creation, coaching, and remote production is another thing that we haven't quite pulled the curtains back on that one yet, but I'm working on a couple things there to provide remote production services. So if you want to live stream like this and don't want to worry about all the tech and all the gear, you just want to get on a camera, we do all the back-end legwork for you. So we do the production, editing the videos, all of that fun stuff, giving you social media posts, shorts to put on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you want the videos to go. But we'll be doing all that here shortly as well. All right, so I got 1:35. I'm going to jump off of here, grab some lunch, as it is lunchtime for me here in the Midwest here in the United States. Thanks again for hanging out with me live. Those of you tuned in, Aji, Rich, and Keith Allen over on LinkedIn land. Again, appreciate having you jump on live with us. And if Jim Thrall, anybody else who joined live, but it was just maybe lurking today, thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for spending some time with me. I appreciate all of the community that we have and all the people that interact with this show every single week. If there's anything that I can do, anything you want me to cover on a future episode of our jam session or maybe our weekly workshops, we're going to be bringing those back next week as well. But I would appreciate the opportunity to be able to help you in any way possible live the life that you want to live, that you deserve to live. So that's going to wrap it for me. As always, I end every single show. Always do what is necessary. Stay humble and kind, and I will see you on the next live stream. You are welcome, Aji. Appreciate you having you on the show today. And that's it for me. Thanks again for hanging out. I will see you on the next live stream. Peace.